I mean, it's right off the bat. Outer space. Sideline out of bounds. Rudy Gobert is guarding Brook Lopez. Why is Rudy Gobert trying to not guard Brook Lopez? To stand in the middle of nowhere. Just outer space stuff. This is how you lose to a Doc Rivers coach team when you're in complete la-la land. Mike Conley's not coming to help on the ball. Now, the Timberwolves are in their stupid drop coverage, but Mike Conley's not coming to help on the ball. So get up the line so I can rotate out to Brook Lopez with my feet set. You're going towards the ball on the kick out, and you accomplished what by doing that? Rudy Gobert in outer space again. It's on a handoff right here. So Anthony Edwards is going under. You should be up jamming the screener Brook Lopez so Anthony Edwards easily can get under. If you're not going to do that, which you should be doing, I got to at least be level to Brook Lopez. I don't need to help here. Anthony Edwards is going under. You're going towards the ball to help. So now Brook Lopez, open, 3, outer space. Timberwolves are in drop coverage, which drives me insane on a pick and pop. You have to rotate or you're giving up practice threes. That's not an opinion. Naz Reid has got to be sprinting up to Brook Lopez. Anthony Edwards then would stay on the strong side of the floor. Kyle Anderson, I guess, would have to go from the weak side to the strong side, and Towns would fall back to the corner on Connaughton. No one's moving. No one. Practice shot. Kyle Anderson, this is going to ultimately cost the Timberwolves the game. I'm switching this screen, probably. Whatever you're doing. You can't lean towards the screen early. Then you get blown by the other way. Rudy Gobert is again doing what? You're in drop coverage. So you were taking Bobby Portis. Giannis is over the screen. Kyle Anderson's ready to guard. I got to get out to Bobby Portis. Why? You're just standing in the charge circle and then telling Naz Reid to guard your man. What a joke this game was. Out of a baseline, out of bounds. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's taking Bobby Portis. Anthony Edwards is taking Pat Connaughton. Rudy Gobert is going to plant himself underneath the rim to deny a Giannis lob. Cool. So what's going on here? Why is Anthony Edwards all of a sudden not guarding Connaughton? What in the world was... So on a late clock situation, you give up an open 3. Is never how you guard Giannis. Ever. You cannot backpedal. You got to stop the ball early, outside the paint. You got a lot of help right there in the middle of the floor. Force Giannis into that help at the top of the key. You just backpedal and back, but this isn't defense. It's just, look at that, in the paint. Good night. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's turn. Did anyone say anything during a timeout? Do you go over this? It's Kyle Anderson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You probably switch it anyways. You're leaning towards the screen early. Blown by the other way. Watch when that costs Minnesota the game. Timberwolves are in a zone. Sort of. Naz Reid, you're guarding air. Get up and take Giannis. Anthony Edwards got to guard the top of the key and Brook Lopez. Why is Naz Reid standing in the paint, letting Giannis get in the paint? And then why is Anthony Edwards not staying with Brook Lopez to aimlessly double? This is a coaching thing. Jaden McDaniels is going to end up trying to get in help late. What if you sprint back to the three-point line, which is what you're supposed to do in transition, you wouldn't have this problem. But you're backpedaling. See, if I'm sprinting back already there, I'm right there in help. But you were backpedaling, and now you're late. Unbelievable. Was there a game plan tonight going up against the Bucks? Jaden McDaniels, your help's in the middle of the floor. Like, you know this. Giannis, force him into that help. You're letting him go away from help into empty space. So now Rudy Gobert's got to contest at the rim. So Anthony Edwards would have to rotate right now to Malik Beasley. Karl Towns would rotate to the wing, and Gobert would have to somehow get up to Brook Lopez. And that doesn't happen. You never had to rotate. Mike Conley's turn. Sprint back. Feet set. Defensive stance. Ready to slide my feet with Giannis. Gobert is coming back. You have help in the middle of the floor. You have help in the middle of the floor. You have help in the middle. Get up and force Giannis to the help. No, you gamble instead. Just cannot happen. Don't gamble. Can Anthony Edwards get back? You're leaving your feet to try and get a deflection on a pass. What happens if you don't get it? You're out of the play. And now Milwaukee that was awful. You cannot guard Giannis like this. You cannot do it. You don't respect his shot. Okay, Gobert's got to still jam the screener so the Edwards can get under and on the other side. Look at how far under he's got to go because you're not jamming the screener. So you're giving up a practice three, but if Giannis wanted to get a full head of steam downhill and get in the paint, he would. And how do you think that would end? And you give up an open three. Mike Conley, no! Coaching! The ball gets entered in the post. As Patrick Beverley cuts through, I'm cutting through. He's obviously staying in front of me, and my back's to the baseline. I'm seeing ball and seeing man as he cuts through. Backs to the ball, and you're not now able to box out. That's coaching. You cannot go over this handoff. That is not an opinion. You cannot do it. Naz Reid has got to get up. You jam Bobby Portis on the screen right here so Mike Conley can go under and meet Patrick Beverley on the other side. It's Patrick Beverley. Who cares? You go over, though. So now Naz Reid's got to guard the ball, and who's guarding Bobby Portis? No one. Just laughable how poorly coached Minnesota is. Really laughable. Kyle Anderson, you're giving Damian Lillard the middle of the floor, which is good because your help's right there. So get up and force him to the middle of the floor where there's help. Oh, let's see what Kyle Anderson does. No, let's gamble instead. And then Damian Lillard turns the corner. First of all, Anthony Edwards should not be crowding Giannis at the three-point line. Take a half step back. Just a half step back with your back to the baseline, showing your hands, and you're in the gaps, and Damian Lillard can't get in the paint. Stunt, recover easily. So you're hugging Giannis at the three-point line. That's why Damian Lillard's getting in the paint and getting Jaden McDaniels in the air. So now, though, there's under 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Under 5 seconds. There's no time to do anything. Why is this not an auto switch in a late clock situation? Why are you not? There's no time to do anything else. And you just give up an open three. This is still a game. It's a 4-point game with 41 seconds left. Why do you need to trap at half court? Why can't Anthony Edwards just get over, take Giannis, and be in help on the ball? But if you're trapping, someone's got to rotate to Giannis. I see 0 Timberwolves players in the frame. So guess what happens? They'll trap, pass out of this easily, and Giannis is going right to the rim with numbers. And yet again, the Timberwolves have another chance. 14 seconds left, 6 on the shot clock. Mike Conley's already leaning towards the screen early. Guard the ball. If the screen happens, you'd want to get up and ice this screen, keeping Lillard to the sidelines. Anthony Edwards is already ready to get up and backside help if Malik Beasley pops. But, as I said, Mike Conley's leaning towards the screen early, so Damian Lillard just blow past him the other way, and you just lost to Doc Rivers.